The phone pinged, a soft chime that flipped my world upside down. I was blow-drying my hair, rushing to get ready for work, when I glanced at my phone on the bathroom counter. A text from Sarah. "Is this you?" Attached was a screenshot of a dating profile. I froze, nearly dropping my phone into the sink. The face staring back was mine. My face on a profile I never created. Emily After Dark, the username read. The bio made my stomach churn. Office manager by day, your fantasy by night. Married men, let's play. I whispered, what the hell? My hands shook as I zoomed in. 3 photos followed. One from the company holiday party, me in that red dress I'd saved up for. Another from last summer's trip to Miami Beach, laughing with Jake. The third was my Instagram post, me at my desk with a goofy caption about needing coffee. I called Sarah, my voice trembling. Where'd you find this? She said Rachel, a friend of Claire, my boss's wife, spotted it on a dating app. I didn't make this, Sarah. Someone stole my pictures. Sarah's voice softened. I know it's not you, Em. But Rachel said it's been active for weeks. My knees buckled. I sank onto the edge of the bathtub, the hairdryer clattering to the floor, still humming. What else did Rachel say? I asked, barely breathing. Sarah hesitated. She saw chats from this account. Flirty ones. With married guys. My heart stopped. With who? Another pause. With Mark, M. Your boss. Mark, married to Claire. The room spun. I stammered, that's impossible. But Sarah's voice was grim. Rachel's sending me the chats. I'll forward them. I hung up, my pulse racing. Who had my photos? Who wanted to torch my life like this? The bathroom felt too small, the air too thick. I needed answers, but all I had were questions and a sinking feeling that this was just the beginning. I stumbled out of the bathroom, phone clutched tight, my heart hammering. Jake was still asleep in our bedroom, his dark hair messy on the pillow, one arm slung over my side of the bed. I didn't want to wake him, but I couldn't carry this alone. Jake, I whispered, shaking his shoulder. He blinked, groggy. What's wrong, Em? Wordlessly, I shoved the phone at him, the fake dating profile glaring on the screen. His eyes narrowed as he scrolled. Emily After Dark? What is this? His voice sharpened, sleep gone. Is this real? I snatched the phone back. No. Someone used my pictures. I didn't make this. He sat up, squinting. Then why is Rachel sending me screenshots? My stomach dropped. Rachel sent you these? He nodded, grabbing his phone. Yeah, an hour ago. Before Sarah even texted you. He showed me the messages. My profile picture next to words I never wrote, flirty, suggestive chats with Mark, my boss. Detailed plans for secret meetups. I felt sick. Jake, this isn't me. Someone's framing me. His face hardened, a look I'd never seen in 3 years together. You've been working late, Em. Always on calls with Mark. I trusted you. Mark's mentoring me for the executive program. You know that. My voice cracked, desperation creeping in. He stood, pulling a duffel bag from the closet. Mentoring? These messages mention office details only you'd know. 2 months of this, Emily. He shoved clothes into the bag, not looking at me. I need space. Space? After 3 years, you think I'd cheat? I was shouting now, tears burning my eyes. He zipped the bag shut. Maybe it's Claire. She's always hated you. Claire, Mark's wife. It made sense, her icy stares at the last company party, her friend Rachel spreading this poison. Why would Claire fake you flirting with her husband? Jake asked, heading for the door. I don't know, but I'll find out. My phone buzzed Sarah's forwarded screenshots. More fake chats, more lies. One mentioned Claire's favorite diner in Brooklyn, a detail she'd let slip at a team dinner. Only someone close to her would know that. Jake paused at the door. Call me when you're ready to be honest. The door clicked shut, softer than a slam, but twice as painful. I sank to the floor, drowning in betrayal, knowing I had to confront this head-on. The office felt like a minefield when I walked in. Conversations hushed as I passed cubicles, eyes darting my way, then flicking back to screens. I gripped my coffee mug so hard my knuckles whitened, forcing my chin up to hide the panic clawing my chest. Claire was here. Her silver BMW was in the parking lot, a rare sight since she never came to the office. I spotted her in the executive lounge, perched on a sleek couch, scrolling on a tablet, her polished nails catching the light. I stepped inside, shutting the door softly. "Claire, why are you doing this?" My voice stayed low, though the room was empty. She glanced up, her perfect face a mask of polite surprise. "Doing what, Emily?" "You know what? Creating a fake dating profile with my pictures. Pretending to be me. Messaging your husband." I took a step closer, my pulse thudding in my ears. She set the tablet down, her movement slow, deliberate. "That's a bold claim." "It's the truth." I held her gaze. "The profile mentions your favorite diner in Brooklyn, the one with the maple pancakes you raved about at the holiday party. Only someone close to you would know that." A flicker crossed her face, surprise, maybe, or calculation. It vanished fast. "I don't know what you're talking about," she said, standing, her voice smooth as glass. "But I do know Mark got inappropriate messages from you. Rachel showed me weeks ago. I ignored them, out of respect for your work with Mark. Those weren't from me." My hands trembled, but I kept my voice steady. "You made that profile to make it look like I was chasing Mark. Why?" Claire's smile was cold, her eyes glinting. "Not everything's a plot against you, Emily. Sometimes people just reveal who they are." "Reveal who they are?" I stepped closer, anger burning through my fear. "I've poured my life into this company. Cancelled plans with Jake to meet deadlines. And you're twisting it all." She checked her watch, unfazed. "I hear you have a meeting with Mark soon. Don't keep him waiting." She brushed past me, her perfume sharp and expensive, leaving me shaking with fury. I needed proof, and I needed it fast before Claire's lies buried me for good. The office clock ticked closer to 9 a.m., each second tightening the knot in my stomach. I stood outside Mark's office, gripping my bag, the weight of Claire's words still burning. The hallway buzzed with whispers, coworkers stealing glances. I pushed through the door, and Mark looked up from his desk, his face unreadable. A stack of printouts sat in front of him, screenshots of those fake chats. "Emily, sit," he said, voice flat. I didn't send those messages, Mark. Someone's using my pictures to frame me." He leaned back, folding his arms. "I've always valued your honesty. I need that now. I'm being honest. I think Claire's behind this." His jaw tightened. "You're accusing my wife of faking a profile to ruin you? Why?" "I don't know yet, but those messages aren't mine." I pointed to the printouts. He slid them toward me. "They mention our private talks, your goals for the executive program, the Denver expansion. Details only we discussed." My breath caught. Someone had intimate knowledge of our meetings. "That's impossible," I stammered. Mark tapped the papers. "The tech team traced the messages. They came from your home Wi-Fi, Emily." The room tilted. "My home network? I hadn't sent those." "I need you to take paid leave," Mark said, his tone softer but firm. "HR will investigate. No discussion." I left his office, numb, the weight of his words crushing me. How could this happen? Who had access to my Wi-Fi? My phone buzzed a text from an unknown number. "Meet me at Brood Awakening, noon. I know who's setting you up. Come alone. Daniel." Daniel, the quiet accountant who barely spoke in meetings. I barely knew him, but his message sparked a flicker of hope. I texted Sarah, my voice of reason. "Mark says the messages came from my Wi-Fi. I'm meeting Daniel. He says he has answers." Her reply was instant. "Be careful, Em. This feels bigger than we thought." I glanced at Mark's office. Claire had appeared, her hand on his shoulder as they whispered. My gut screamed she was involved, but I needed proof. Brood Awakening was a short walk away, a hipster spot packed with laptops and coffee snobs. Whatever Daniel knew, it was my only shot to unravel this mess before it swallowed my career whole. Brood Awakening was a blur of clinking mugs and murmured deals. I spotted Daniel in a corner booth, his eyes fixed on his phone, looking more like a shadow than a coworker. I slid into the seat across from him, my nerves on edge. "You said you know who's setting me up. Was it Claire?" He glanced around, then pushed his phone toward me. "Not just Claire. Look." An email chain filled the screen messages between Sarah and Mark from a month ago. My chest tightened as I read. Sarah claimed I was obsessed with Mark, staying late to get close to him. "This is garbage," I whispered, my mouth dry. "Sarah's my friend. She'd never say this." "She did," Daniel said, his face blank. "And there's more. She's been feeding Claire details, stuff you told her in confidence." The cafe's noise faded, the air too heavy. Sarah, who'd laughed with me over late-night pizza, who'd cheered my promotion dreams. "Why?" I asked, voice shaking. Daniel leaned in. "The executive program. Sarah wants that promotion as bad as you do." My mind raced, replaying every chat with her, her questions about my meetings with Mark. I thought she was supportive. "Claire's the mastermind, though," Daniel added. "The dating profile was her idea. Sarah just handed her the ammo." "How do you know all this?" I pressed, searching his face for cracks. He shrugged, a flicker of unease crossing his eyes. "People ignore the quiet guy in accounting. They leave emails open, talk too loud. I see things." "Why help me?" I asked. His jaw tightened. "My sister went through this at her firm. Slandered, fired, broken. Never found out who did it." His words hit hard, raw. I nodded, swallowing. "I need proof. Something solid for HR." "That's the problem," he said, taking his phone back. "They're careful VPNs, fake accounts. But you can beat them." "How?" "Set a trap. Feed Sarah false info, something big only you'd know. See where it spreads." His plan was simple, brilliant. Hope sparked, the first I'd felt in days. "I need to think it over," I said, standing. "Thanks, Daniel." He nodded, already back to his phone. "Watch who you trust, Emily." Outside, my phone lit up 3 missed calls from Sarah. I ignored them, her betrayal sinking in like a blade. Claire, Sarah, maybe others they were circling, but I wasn't done fighting. Not yet. Riverside Bar hummed with after-work chatter, glasses clinking, secrets whispered. I arrived early, claiming a corner table, back to the wall, eyes on the door. The bartender slid a gin and tonic my way. It sat untouched, a prop. My phone lay face down, recording app running. Not court admissible, but enough to sway Mark and HR. Sarah walked in at 7:05, scanning the room, her face painted with worry so convincing it turned my stomach. 3 years of friendship, and I never saw her betrayal coming. "God, you look rough," she said, sliding into the chair across from me. "Rough couple of days," I replied, voice flat. "Mark came by my place. Says the fake messages came from my Wi-Fi." Her eyes widened, a flash of alarm. "No way." "Unless," she trailed off, sipping her drink. "Unless someone's using my network," I finished. "Someone with a key." I watched her closely. "You know, besides Jake, only you have one. For emergencies, right? Plant watering." She laughed, forced, her fingers tightening on her glass. "What, you think I snuck in to send creepy texts to Mark? That's wild, Is it?" I leaned forward. "Those messages mentioned Claire's favorite diner. You were there when she brought it up at the holiday party." Sarah's smile faltered. "You're paranoid. Always been a bit dramatic, haven't you? Like when you thought marketing stole your pitch." I swallowed my anger, sticking to Daniel's plan. "Maybe you're right. I've been too focused on Mark." I sighed, feigning defeat. He mentioned a Seattle project. Could fast-track me to the executive team. Her eyes lit up greedy. "Seattle? What's the project?" "New regional office. 6-month gig to oversee it. Mark had me in mind before this mess." I paused, baiting her. Now it might go to someone else. He mentioned a short list. "Your name's on it, I think." Sarah leaned in, barely hiding her hunger. "On the list? Really?" "Near the bottom," I said, letting it sting. Her smile tightened. "Maybe that's for the best. Some people earn their spot differently." The jab hit hard. "You think I'm sleeping my way up?" My voice rose, but I reeled it back. "Just saying, the evidence looks bad." She checked her watch. "Gotta run. Early meeting." As she left, my phone buzzed. "Daniel, don't go home. Your place isn't safe. Meet me at the office. Bring Rachel's laptop." Adrenaline surged. I slipped out, ready to end this game. The office building loomed dark and silent, emergency lights casting eerie shadows across the lobby. The security guard nodded as I flashed my badge, used to my late-night work sessions. The elevator hummed, my reflection in its polished doors looking hollow, haunted. When had I last slept? Daniel waited in the conference room, his laptop open beside a sleek silver MacBook Rachel's, I assumed. How'd you get her laptop? I asked, skipping pleasantries. She left it in her car. I borrowed it. His voice was calm, like breaking into a car was routine. You stole it. I'll return it tomorrow. First, look at this. He turned the MacBook screen toward me. A project folder stared back, subfolders named after women. My name Emily sat among them, a punch to the gut. He clicked my folder. Inside were screenshots of the fake dating profile, staged chats with Mark, my social media photos, and a file, Emily_plan.docs. My hands shook as I opened it. A chilling timeline detailed my takedown 3 months of calculated moves. When to leak doubts to Jake. When to alert Mark. When to involve HR. This is sick, I whispered, nausea rising. You're not the first, Daniel said, clicking back to the main folder. He opened another Vanessa. Same setup, fake profiles, forged messages, ruined career. Then Julia, Rebecca, Lauren. 5 women, all rising stars, all accused of affairs with bosses, all fired. Why? My voice cracked. What's the gain? Daniel pulled up a spreadsheet. Money. After each firing, Rachel's consulting firm scored 6-figure contracts, $150,000 each to fix company culture with anti-harassment training. Claire's the silent partner, he added. Her social ties opened doors to executives. They split the profits. And Sarah? I asked, betrayal stinging fresh. Promised your promotion, plus a finder's fee for targeting you. I gripped the table, dizzy. Sarah, who'd cried with me over breakups, who'd helped me prep for my first pitch. She'd sold me out. We need to show Mark, I said, reaching for my phone. Daniel grabbed my wrist. Mark's married to Claire. He'll protect her. He'll believe proof. Stolen proof? We'd be the ones in trouble. Then why show me? Frustration boiled over. Because you need to know what you're up against. He opened another file, an email between Rachel and Vanessa, a past victim. Vanessa had recorded Rachel offering $150,000 to stay quiet, signed an NDA. Vanessa knows everything, Daniel said. She'll talk, but only in person. She's in Portland. Portland. The board meeting was tomorrow. We drive now, meet her at 6 a.m., back by 10 for the board. I'm in. His eyes held a quiet fire. Let's end this. Daniel's car, a spotless compact, tore out of the office lot, the city lights blurring past. My phone buzzed. Jake. We need to talk. Where are you? I hesitated, fingers hovering over the screen. Can't now. Urgent. I'll explain tomorrow. His reply hit like a slap. No tomorrow if you keep dodging. I silenced my phone, his words stinging, and focused on the road. Portland was 4 hours away, Vanessa our only shot. Why risk this for me? I asked Daniel, the hum of the engine filling the silence. His hands tightened on the wheel. My sister, after her firing, the lies, she couldn't cope. Took her own life 6 months later. His voice was steady, but raw. I swallowed hard. I'm so sorry. Don't be. Just fight. He glanced over, eyes fierce. Vanessa's scared, but she's angry. She's got proof, recordings, bank records of Rachel's $150,000 payoff to keep quiet. Will it hold up? If she talks, it's a start. Board meets at 10 a.m. We'll make it. I nodded, exhaustion battling adrenaline. Then I saw a red Prius tailing us, Sarah's car. She's following us, I whispered. Daniel didn't flinch, weaving through traffic to lose her before she could clock us. She'll know we were at the office, I said, heart racing. Security logs, badge swipes. Then we make this count, he replied, voice grim. The highway stretched dark ahead, each mile a countdown. Vanessa was in Portland, a former exec targeted like me, her career torched by Rachel and Claire. If she'd talk, Her evidence could crack this open bank transfers, recorded deal to silence her. But she'd only meet face to face, terrified of breaking her NDA. My mind churned. Sarah's betrayal, Jake's distrust, Claire's smug smile. They'd taken so much, but not everything. Not yet. What if Vanessa backs out? I asked. She won't, Daniel said. She wants justice as bad as you. The dashboard clock read 1 a.m. 4 hours to Portland, 2 with Vanessa, 4 back. Then the board meeting, my last chance to expose the truth or lose it all. I leaned against the window, determination hardening. This wasn't over. The conference room felt like a trap, 12 pairs of eyes boring into me as I entered. Mark sat at the head, Claire beside him, her hand resting on his arm like a claim. Sarah perched among the executives, her presence a fresh betrayal. I was 10 minutes early, but they were ready, a setup clear as day. I took the empty chair across from Claire, her razor-sharp smile screaming victory. She thought she'd won. Emily, thanks for joining, Mark said, voice neutral. This isn't a formal hearing. We're here to discuss next steps. Translation: your guilt's decided. We're just picking your punishment. I nodded, steadying my breath. I'm grateful for the chance to share my side. Claire's smile twitched. She expected me to crumble, not stand firm. Mark nodded to Janet, the HR director, who cleared her throat. We have evidence of inappropriate communications with Mark over 3 months, violating workplace relationship policies. I pulled an envelope from my bag, the Portland Trips prize. I have evidence too. Vanessa had delivered a sworn statement, bank records, a recorded deal. This is testimony from Vanessa Carter, fired from Apex Dynamics last year using the same tactics against me. I slid the envelope to Janet. She was targeted by Rachel Gibson, and I locked eyes with Claire. Your wife. The room went still. Claire's face paled, then flushed red. This is absurd, she snapped. Mark, you're allowing this? Mark was reading Vanessa's statement, his jaw tightening with each line. These are specific, Claire bank transfers, dates, recordings. Fabricated, she spat, but her voice wavered. She's desperate to save her job. I'm desperate for the truth, I shot back. And I'm not the only victim. I nodded to the door. Daniel stepped in, laptop in hand, calm as ever. This presentation shows 5 cases, he said, opening a slideshow. 5 women, 5 firms, all accused of affairs, all fired. Each time, Rachel's consulting firm got $150,000 contracts to fix the culture. Board members leaned forward, gripped by Daniel's evidence, dates, victims, payments, a damning pattern. Claire's composure cracked. This is a witch hunt. No proof ties me to this. A voice cut through from the doorway. There is proof. Jake stood there, phone in hand, my heart lurching at the sight. I recorded Rachel last night. He placed his phone on the table and hit play. Rachel's voice filled the room. Emily didn't sleep with Mark. It's about making people believe she did. Claire's clever perceptions, everything in business. Claire bolted up, chair scraping. That's edited. Jake kept playing. Once Emily's gone, we'll secure a $150,000 contract to clean up the toxic culture. Claire gets her cut, I get mine. The recording stopped. Claire looked cornered, eyes darting for an escape. Mark stood, face thunderous, turning to Claire. Is this true? She froze, finding no allies. Even Sarah shrank back, staring at her hands. It's not personal, Claire muttered, voice cold. It's personal to me, I said, my voice shaking with rage. You tried to ruin my career, my life for money. Mark faced Janet. Escort Claire and Rachel out. Call our lawyer. Claire laughed, brittle. I'm your wife, Mark. Not for long, he said quietly. Security arrived. Claire paused by me, hissing, you think you've won? It's not over. I met her gaze. For you, it is. The room buzzed as she left, executives reeling, HR scrambling. Mark approached, voice low. Emily, I owe you an apology. You do, I said, holding his stare. But I need air. I walked out, past stunned faces, past Sarah's trembling form, into the hallway where Jake waited, his eyes full of regret. The hallway outside the conference room was quiet, the storm finally breaking. Jake stood there, his eyes searching mine, heavy with guilt and something softer hope, maybe. I stopped, the weight of the past week hanging between us. "You recorded Rachel," I said, voice steady despite the ache in my chest. "I should have believed you from the start, Em." His words came out rough, raw. "I'm sorry." I wanted to forgive him, to fall into the comfort of us, but the hurt was too fresh. "Thanks for showing up today," I said, a small step. "It's a start." He reached for my hand, hesitant. Where else would I be? Before I could answer, the door opened. Daniel gave a slight nod, then slipped back to his quiet corner in accounting. I owed him more than I could say. Later that day, I found Sarah in the break room, her face pale, eyes red. She looked up, caught. Don't. I cut her off, my voice low but sharp. "Why, Sarah? 3 years of friendship, and you sold me out." She flinched, tears spilling. "I was jealous. You were always Mark's favorite, always one step ahead. Claire promised me the promotion if I helped. You fed her my secrets, my life." The betrayal burned, but her confession gave me closure. "I trusted you." "I know," she whispered, voice breaking. "I'm sorry." I walked away, her sobs fading behind me. Forgiveness might come later, but not today. Back home, Jake was waiting, his duffel bag unpacked, a quiet offer to try again. We sat on the couch, the one we'd picked out during happier days. "I looked into Rachel," he said. Her story didn't add up. I had to know the truth. "I'm glad you did," I admitted. "But you doubted me, Jake. That hurt." He nodded, eyes down. "I'll earn your trust back, however long it takes." I didn't have all the answers, but his presence felt like a bridge we could rebuild. "Let's take it slow," I said. He squeezed my hand, a promise. The next week, Mark called me into his office. "You're cleared, Emily. The board's offering you the Seattle project." I took it, not for him, but for me. The office felt different now, lighter, but scarred. I'd survived Claire's game, Sarah's knife, Rachel's lies. As I packed for Seattle, I felt stronger, sharper. They'd tried to break me, but I was still standing. The road ahead wasn't clear, but it was mine. And for the first time in weeks, I slept without nightmares, ready to claim what I'd earned.